So, as I used to say about a group that likes me very much, what the hell do you have to lose, right? We might as well do it. And we'll be able to cut education in half.
I don't even know, does that mean in the how much you learn? Does that mean the funding? As a parent, I don't like either of those things. Was that a misspeak? Was that Project 2025? Who the hell knows? But that's the new stuff. I want to give you some of the oldies that he's bringing back. Here's another example of that.
This green new scam stuff, you know, the green new scam. Let's build a windmill on every corner. A windmill that doesn't work. Darling, I'd like to watch television. I'm sorry, the wind isn't blowing tonight.
Okay, so you've heard that before. The ring gives cancer, all that stuff. Okay, and so I know what you're thinking. Oh, you know, he said crazy stuff at the rally and you guys are planning to make fun of him, and that's fun. And that is part of what we're doing here. But do you notice the through line to all of these things? I think it's very easy for people to focus on the fact that it's deranged. He's an old man. He's got RFK Jr. style brainworms, whatever, however you want to put it. But think about these things. So we had the video that they cut away from. Okay, we can bring up this tweet, which has the actual rant in it. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's really, really long. But it's about how there should be no government regulations to limit use of too much water because it'll mess up your hair, okay? So don't let the government get involved in water use because it'll mess up your hair. We shouldn't have renewable energy because it'll ruin your TV or something. Even though it's not true, that's what they said. Okay, so no renewable energy because then your TV will get messed up. Oh, and also something will cut half of the spending for education for your kids. Do you notice the link between these things?
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
That yes, he's blathering and he's windmills and water and lather and all that stuff. But the end result of you accepting all of those things is a government that is not made for you, okay? So when water is being given away wholesale, amazing prices on the leases for some company to take all the water out of the ground, they just take all of it and there's nothing left for you, or big farms soak it all up so by the end of the Colorado River, there's nothing for the communities that need it. You could regulate that, but that would hurt corporations and rich people. No, instead, we're just gonna convince you that any effort to regulate is about screwing over your beautiful mane of hair, not about the fact that they're tapping the well literally dry. With the water, with the washing machines and all that, exactly the same. And with the education funding, he's training you to hate any government spending that benefits you and your family. So yes, it's deranged, but it's also very much in line with how Republicans have been talking about these for a very long time. And he is training his base to want a government that benefits only the wealthy, while for them, they get the equivalent of, like circus games and all that stuff in the form of his bizarre rants. But rants aren't gonna fill your glass, okay? They're not gonna get the lotion, the shampoo out of your hair, and they're not gonna teach your kids at the end of the day. Sorry, Francesca, what do you think?
No, I think that was fire. You're absolutely right. I mean, he's been out here at his rallies complaining about the hot weather. Oh, it's hot. I don't really care if you all die, but me. And what a perfect distillation of his politics and of the politics of MAGA and the politics of the far right more broadly, which is, we don't care if you all die from the heat due to the fact that we don't take climate change seriously and we don't invest or believe in renewable energy and are not going to do any kind of climate preparedness. All we want to do is build our Elysium and take our private jets all around and have our air conditioning. And Ben Shapiro said, just get air conditioning. Just get air conditioning. What about all the senior citizens that die every single year because they don't have air conditioning because they're living on their monthly, Medicare and retirement funds, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And they die. Oh, I mean, it is wild. Like, you see the people in the background, and I gotta imagine that as they realize this is now however many 24th hottest month on record, and it's only gonna be hotter, summer has just really begun, that they're like, yeah, screw windmills. It sure is hot. Like, at some point you gotta put the pieces together, and to be honest with you, so many Republicans, especially in areas that are disproportionately hurt by climate change have, but they are represented by leaders who don't believe in doing anything to mitigate the effects of climate change or switch to renewables. And so they're trapped. They're trapped and they're like, here's some red meat. Hey, hate the immigrants. Hey, CRT, do that. And meanwhile, your town is going to be like run dry and your water is going to be poisoned if you do have any.
100%. Yeah, and how many of the people in Texas who died during the heat wave had AC? They had AC while the power works.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's deregulated and the companies can do whatever they want. So your AC doesn't help if you don't have power because they didn't plan for the inevitable climate change that they're contributing to.
But John, just pay $800 a month. What's wrong with you? Why don't you just pay $1,200? Just pay more for that electricity.
Yeah, and that's the thing about his rants. They almost never randomly end up inconveniencing the rich. Like they seem random, like they're going everywhere, but they're not actually. So just keep that in your mind as you're listening in the future. Even if it's about something as random as shark attacks and electrocutions, there's a goal there, there's a mission there.